Hello, welcome to the YouTube channel D Creations Resources. We are studying mathematics, and in that we are learning different concepts from the topic functions. Today let us look at bijective functions. So bijective functions are those functions which are both injective and surjective. For injective functions, another commonly used term is one-to-one functions, while for surjective functions, another commonly used term is onto functions. So if we understand these both, we will be able to understand bijective functions as well. So what are injective functions? Consider a function from set A to set B. So set A forms the domain of the function, and if function of any element, say a1 from A, is equal to function of another element from set A, namely a2, that means f of a1 is equal to f of a2, then for an injective function, a1 and a2 have to be equal. Conversely, if a1 is equal to a2, it should imply that function of f a1 should be equal to function of a2. So, in other words, distinct objects are mapped here to distinct objects. So, a1 and a2, if they are distinct, then f of a1 and f of a2 will also be distinct. Otherwise, if a1 and a2 are not distinct, the functions will also not be distinct. Now, similarly, we have the concept of surjection. So here in the set B, if you consider some element, say B, from that set, there has to be an element A from set A such that B is function of A. So, in other words, here the range is equal to codomain. There will not be any element in set B which does not have a pre-image in set A. If you're not comfortable with the terms, say range, codomain, image, pre-image, etc., I request you to see the earlier videos where these concepts have been discussed. So for example, if you consider the function f of x is equal to x, an identity function, this is a bijective function because it is both injective one-to-one. So for any element, say 4, f of 4 is going to be 4 because it's an identity function. Take any other element from real number and it's going to give you back the same real number. So obviously it is one-to-one. And similarly, every real number is going to be equal to itself. So all the elements from set B, so here real numbers itself form set B, have a pre-image in set A, which is the domain, and that is that number itself. So this function is both one-to-one and onto, or in other words, it's both injective and surjective, and hence it is a bijective function.